And we are live on another episode of Collaborate and Pull Together, a podcast where we highlight all things positive on and off the table. And today we have some special guests joining us. Returning, we have Steve Fernandez of New York Tristate Armwrestling. Man behind the curtain, makes all the magic happen. And then we have an old training partner, this young stud, Jacob, who's in charge of Veneration, a new club called Veneration Auto Club. He's kind of taken his time from the arm wrestling table and invested a lot of time into this. I'm very proud to have you on and bring you on the show. Miss you here at the pit. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nostalgic to see your face. It's just a privilege and an honor to be able to collaborate with you on an adventure that you're, branched out to do. So with that being said, Jake, introduce yourself to our viewers. What got you into arm wrestling? How long have you been arm wrestling? What pulled you away from arm wrestling? And we'll go from there.
Well, first and foremost, I miss you too, Dan. It's been too long. So my journey into arm wrestling is probably about 3 years ago. I always thought it was like a brolic, masculine, awesome sport. Something I always wanted to get into. But I got seriously into it about 3 years ago. But the exposure, I would have to give credit to one day when I was in LA Fitness over in Lake Grove. And I forget the name of the gentleman. His name escapes me. I forget. He was a former corrections officer, and he did compete in the WAL, but I forget his name. One day I was just doing arms. He's like, "Hey, you look like a strong kid. I want to show you something. Let me test your strength, whatever." And he was exposing me to arm wrestling, and I was a big kid at the time, So this little guy comes over to me, and I'm like, arm wrestling, this is going to be easy. And he pins me after pin after pin. And, ego takes a hold. So I was like, how is he beating me? So he was showing me some training tips, and that increased my exposure. I started watching WAL videos, old school Devin Larrett videos, John Brezink, all the classic guys. And then one day, this app came about. I forget the name. That's where I met you, Dan. Armbet, yes. And I was like, what is this app? I want to get exposed to sport more. And we had to have been one of the first guys on the app. At least, from what I remember, there was not too many people. But I see Dan's name on the map. He was a local. We don't live too far from each other. We connected. We started setting up practices. And that's when I first started getting into it. It was about 3 years ago. Now, I haven't been in too many tournaments, but it's a great time. Every time you'd go to the pit, it was something new. I would learn something new every time. And I was getting stronger. I was getting better. And then last year, what pulled me out of arm wrestling was I had a fractured hand. Life gets in the way. And got caught up with work.
Where did you break your hand?
We'll just say a plaster wall punched my hand. Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't think it was plaster, but I thought it might have been sheetrock, but no, it was a plaster wall, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Pulled me away for well over a year and a half now, but it's getting better. I want to get back into it, but in the meantime, between time, I started getting into cars. Started an auto club. I'm having my first official meet Sunday, September 22nd. Whoever's got a sick car, whoever wants to pull, whoever wants some food, music, and just have a chill, good time, by all means, meet me there. It's at Blue Street Exotics in Deer Park, right before the train tracks, kind of where Comac Road turns into Long Island Avenue. So right before the train tracks on the left-hand side, going from Comac into Deer Park. You'll see all the cars there. It should be hard to miss. So I look forward to seeing everybody there.
Well, congratulations, man, on your first meet that you're gonna have there. And honestly, I've never had one myself. I used to go to them, when I was younger and stuff and everything else like that. But professional wise, even when you're doing classic cars or any type of a certain BMW meets or whatever it is, it does take time to make sure that you want to get a decent amount of people. So I give a lot of respect, man, for doing that. It's not easy to do. Put a good car show on, I would say.
Yeah, it's my first one. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Worst of the worst is chill and a good time.
For the viewers, I've included the link to his Instagram page, Veneration, the Veneration Auto Club. If you go ahead and click that link, as well as take a screenshot with your phone, you'll take you right to his page. It tells you exactly where it is, where the event's taking place in Deer Park, New York. Happens to be my my hometown. So we're actually going to be not only having a car show, but we're bringing arm wrestling to a car show to bring a little bit of a different level of horsepower to a car meet. That's one of my favorite things about it. There's a lot of power comes from arm wrestling, and some of these guys are very unsuspecting. So I'm looking forward to some of these guys coming in.
I can't wait to try to grip up with you when they're just and they don't really see or have an idea how this power is coming out of you.
Don't warn them too much, Jacob. Don't warn them too much.
Because that's going to be
We'll save it for Sunday. Let's go. Yeah. Excited already. I'm excited to really just have a good time and pull with you guys, meet up with Dan again. It's been such a long time. So I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I'm more excited about arm wrestling than I am about the
cars. Well, you know what? Some people are because, here's the thing about arm wrestling. And Jacob, we've had conversations about this for hours, that it is the only sport that people can lay the claim that every person has participated in one way or another, one fashion or another. They've gripped up, whether it be at a professional table, whether it be in the cafeteria table or the kitchen table at their houses with family members. It doesn't matter. They have gripped up. Or you see people, now taking pictures on top of a garbage can, having a match type of deal, or a park bench even. So it's kind of cool that we have gotten to see and be a part of the professional aspect of the sport. And not for nothing, Jacob is a little bit to gas him up a little bit. His strength and intensity at which he operates in the gym and his eagerness to learn is second to none. This man was actually one of the few people that dragged my ass into a gym to actually work out in gym-specific lifts. And I got to go into the gym with him and show him a couple of things that I do to train. And flipping a tire, he showed me what we could do, with that. And we just exchanged a lot of different ideas early on in my arm wrestling career. So that was about 2.5-3 years ago that this happened. So it was fairly early on for me as well. And
I remember those pull-ups you showed me too. Those pull-ups.
Yep. I still do them today.
Yeah.
Yep. I still do them today, man. And it goes to show that every person that we get to meet on this journey really does have an impact. It really does have that benefit of growing and expanding the sport. And that's exactly why I'm happy to support. When you reached out to me and said, "Hey, Dan, I want to know, would you be interested in bringing arm wrestling to my car show?" I jumped at the bit. You should have seen me, man. My son was like, "What the hell's going on? Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, no, this is so exciting. This is exactly what I've been wanting to do, with the sport, is bring it to other avenues." So those that are watching, if you happen to have an event that, you want to draw in a crowd, you want to see, how you can spice things up and make it a little different for viewership and experience-wise, feel free to hit me up. Hit up Steve. We'd be happy to bring in some arm wrestling to your event, because that is how we can grow the sport as well. Different views, different, pathways of exposure of the sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm all about partnerships and ways to grow too. So, however we could help each other out and have a good time.
Yeah.
What more can I ask for?
Yeah.
Speaking of partnerships too, I'm big on partnerships over sponsorships. But we do work with, if you guys ever have any car issues or want any sort of cosmetic work, we are sponsored by, and I want to give them a quick shout out, is No Limits of Bayshore. Also pretty close to Deer Park and in Port Jeff Station. For anything cosmetic you need, wraps, tints, paint correction, wheels fixed, anything like that, I want to give the Auto Lab of Port Jeff Station a shout out too. So they've done a lot to help this event happen on Sunday. So I'm all about resources, partnerships, helping each other out, having a good time. I'm excited to pull. So I'm so excited to see you guys. So
As am I, man. This is going to be an epic experience. Forgive me for those who are watching in the chat. For some reason, my chat's not loading. I don't know if Steve, you can see it on your end.
Yeah, shout out to Lucky. Lucky, we always have a great time with Lucky. She's a great girl. And thank you for helping us out also with the whole Montana thing. We got Jolene Anderson that's coming with us. So we have Jolene Anderson versus Madison Walker. So thank you for helping us out, Lucky. Appreciate you. My man, Wayne Withers. It's my man, Wayne.
What's up, Wayne?
Big Sexy Online right there.
There you go.
Yeah, Wayne's a great dude, man. Good friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in a little bit. We talked to here and there. I know he just came back. I think it was from Ecuador or something like that with his family. And but yeah, Wayne's a shit, man. I miss you, big guy. You should come up for the Arnolds, man. Shit, you know.
Hell yeah, that'd be nice to see him again.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that there's a couple other live streams going on tonight, as well as the Eagles versus the Falcons. So that's probably why the viewership is a little lower tonight than usual, but that's perfectly fine. You know, people will come back in and tune in at a later date. But I want everybody who is watching to know that this is the man right here. Jacob is the man behind Veneration Auto Club. He organized and orchestrated this amazingly. The videos that I seen on your thing on your Instagram page, those things are fucking awesome, man. I enjoyed them to the point where I had to sit there like, where do I splice in some arm wrestling to let people know that there's gonna be some arm wrestling and cars? But wait, I don't want to cut out that car. I gotta keep it all, but I want to keep it under a minute.
Yeah, there's more coming too. This whole Veneration Auto Club is really in its baby stage. So I'm working with a lot of people to get more and more content out there. It's just a matter of setting up like the events, the exposure, the logistics behind setting things up, you know, getting 20, 30, 40, 50 cars together. It's a lot to keep up with. So, but there's more coming out. So stay tuned, I guess.
Nice.
So, real quick, I wanted to introduce Matt Fish to the channel. He is a city slicker that's going to be coming with us from the New York Tristate Armwrestling area to Montana to represent New York Tristate Armwrestling as a city slicker. This man is an innovator when it comes to arm wrestling. He has brought arm wrestling into high schools. He's got a high school squad that he's teaching. Talk about, bringing a different level of viewership to the sport and exposure to the sport. This man knows it all right here.
Not only that, but he's a fucking beast of an arm wrestler.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome, Matt.
What's up, man?
Welcome.
Going on. Let's see those forearms, guy.
Beast.
I see him at East First West. He did a really good job against a lot of fucking bigger monsters out there. Too.
Yeah. There was definitely some heat in Orlando. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there was. I was there, so yeah, there was, and I felt the heat too. So I felt the same thing.
So, Matt, what do you think about including arm wrestling into a car meet type of deal? Do you think that's
absolutely.
That brings a whole new style of horsepower. I can't get over about that. It brings a whole new style of horsepower to the table and to the wheels.
Yeah, I think really, like, we're at a point in the sport now where it's about being innovative. It's about finding those lanes that bring people into the sport. And what better than a guy that, turns a wrench all day? Like, absolutely.
Yep.
I think that's going to be an epic thing. And, Jacob, this part of this is actually, I would love to see something grow from this just for you and for you alone. Go ahead all across New York State and hosting car shows. having, you know, not just New York State, the tri-state area even. Go to New Jersey, go to Pennsylvania, go to Connecticut, go to Massachusetts, and be a part of that whole car scene. And Veneration being the director to speak to have a good event.
That's
so
the goal.
Yeah, that's my dream for you as well. So I'll be happy to help you out in any way, capacity, and that's why you're on. I want to highlight what you're doing because this is a positive thing that an athlete in our sport is bringing into the world and bringing us into their world as well.
Yeah, Long Island needs a drag strip.
Yes, it does.
New York
yes,
needs
it
drag.
Does.
But yeah, I mean, that's the goal. Ultimately, I want to turn this into a car club, into something where I can, fabricate my own parts or wholesale parts for guys that want to work on cars. And just a place, just like with arm wrestling, kind of just how we started, just like a place where we all have common ground and shared interests, you know? So all of that's good stuff, you know? That's the ultimate goal. So, I mean, we use the same terms, horsepower, torque, all the same thing. A lot of the same mechanics behind cars, believe it or not, goes into arm wrestling. You know, it's kind of weird in a way how a lot of the same, like, physics behind cars you apply to arm wrestling too in some weird nerdy way. But yeah,
I don't doubt it. Definitely don't doubt that.
and actually
So,
Deer Park has a big car scene too. Like a lot of guys have cars out of Deer Park. You know, you have JTM Motorsports over there, which is like a big LT engine tuner shop, like known all around New York. So, you know, New York is a good spot. So start small and really get big. That's the goal.
Deer Park Avenue itself is actually notorious in New York. I don't know if anybody of viewers know this, but it is notorious for racing. It used to be it's a main public road, but it's a fairly straight road that people would use to race, and they would actually have like literally drag racing for, you know, pink slips back in the day, you know, like the scene from Fast and the Furious type of stuff. That's exactly straight out of like the Deer Park experience. And this entire road used to be blocked off type of deal, and they got it shut down. Then it started up again and shut down. I mean, every now and then, you'll still actually hear a couple of engines revving and roaring up and down the block. And I live literally a block and a half away from it. So like at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the morning, I'm like, oh man, they're at it again.
Yeah. That said, though, just a disclaimer for everybody here. At this car show, I mean, you can see how Dan posted the rules there. I want everyone to just kind of respect other people there. I don't like the donuts, the burnouts, you know, just have a good time, but don't go crazy. Save it for the arm wrestling tables that'll be there.
There you go.
Because I'll meet you guys there. I want to get some pulls in. So Dan used to be a former captain of mine. He started his own team. Still have his shirt with Primetime Pullers. So he's the man that got me into it. Probably he's the guy that started it for me. So you're gonna have to give me some refreshers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like riding a bicycle for you, brother. You'd be like, oh wow, I never forgot anything.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll come right back. You know, I've been like I said, I'm still actively training, but not on the table, but doing a lot of exercises that will kind of lessen the pain of getting back into arm wrestling, like the literal pain. Gotta break those arms in again.
Any of you guys got any questions for each other at this point?
Jacob, how big of a car show are you looking at?
Say that again?
How big is the car show, like the attendance that you're looking at putting this tournament at?
So I'm looking at right now as it stands, probably about 30 cars plus the cars from Blue Street Exotics. So probably I'm thinking like 35, and the goal was to get at least 30 cars and 50 people. I think I have that. So, you know,
I'm in upstate, so like the Lake George area.
Okay.
And every fall they run the Adirondack Nationals car show, and that's 3,000 to 5,000 people, cars. It's the whole. And I never even thought, not one time, about combining the two in it. I'm sitting here dumbfounded. Like, if this thing takes off for you, like the avenues to, host tournaments as these car shows travel.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's what I don't know why. Something just told me, like, let me tell Dan about this. It's in his area. He has a big following. Like, he pulls with everybody. I know a couple of the guys that we've arm wrestled with are into cars too. So I'm like, why not just kind of smash them together? So hopefully, it seems to have worked out. So yeah, good ideas sometimes come out of nowhere.
Hopefully it works out. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I hope I see you guys there. So Dan, I better see you there.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with at least 2 or 3 tables.
Got it. The more the merrier.
Definitely
Bring everybody.
Absolutely. And listen, anybody who's watching, if you want to come join us, bring a table as well, because I am anticipating there to be a lot of people interested in just learning about the sport. I will make a vow, though. The only person that has arm wrestled that I will be arm wrestling is Jacob. I've made Steve a promise not to burn my arms out too much, so I'm only going to be arm wrestling people who have never visited the sport as of yet. So, because it's going to be less than a week later, I'm going to be going up to the King of the Tri-State to take over right and left.
That's different. When you're pulling up against pullers that never pulled before, that's not really arm wrestling.
Exactly.
No,
I'm not going to burn out with that.
You're not going to
I got
that. You're not gonna
I got my cryotherapy appointment the next day anyway, so in case I do burn out a little bit, I'll be reset as of Monday.
Yeah. You're not going to really too much. Can't really burn out with a guy that hasn't really pulled before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your trophy rack looks like it's multiplied since last time I saw you.
Yeah, it's grown a little bit in the last year and a half, 2 years.
A little bit. It's covered behind.
Yeah, I've been fairly busy, and I plan to add a lot more to it for the rest of the year. I got a few more big events that are coming up. Next up after your car show, I got the King of the Tri-State Arnold Qualifier, upstate by yours truly, Steve, right down below.
Yeah.
He's going to be running and hosting that, and it's going to be a qualifier because the High Five Club. So this is a perfect segue, man. The High Five Club has taken over the nation with a sea of purple. And what they're doing is qualifications for the Arnold all across not just the United States, but all across the world, in Japan, South Korea, Australia, Canada, everywhere you could think of. They're starting to pop up all over the place, and to get them to come to the Arnold. And if you win the Arnold Classic, when I win the Arnold Classic, I'm going to be earning a spot right on their stage for Knuckles Up, because they just had their 4th installment. They got the 5th one set up already in January, and then they're going to have ongoing installments, and pretty much they're going to be able to cherry pick it from the Arnold winners of their classes, because they're doing now not just right but also left arm competition at the Arnolds. So big kudos to them. I'll put their link up on here as well.
Qualify 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So if you come 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, you qualify for the Arnolds.
Yep. So
Are you doing
go here, I'll bring you to their link, and I'll give you all their information, all their social media links about their qualification processes.
You got to be pros. At my tournament, at least, you'll win 1st place. You win $100. 1st place prize winner, pros. Custom award, free food, free drinks. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see.
It's going to be good. I'm going to tell everybody now, I'll actually be sponsoring someone that day. So I know exactly who will probably get the sponsor. It's just that if specific people are there and they're doing what they got to do, but I'll be sponsoring someone that day. Yes, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Now, you guys, the 3 of you are all going to be at this tournament Dan's talking about, or?
Well, I'm going to be there. Obviously, Dan's going to be there, and Matt. I have no idea if Matt's going to be there.
It's up in the air.
It's up in the air.
That's the 28th.
Yeah.
Yes, 28th. Sir.
Did you qualify for Worlds yet or no?
No, I don't think so.
You should come. You would definitely.
I haven't ventured too far out of New York, so Orlando was really my first traveling out of the state. I mean, I'll get to PA, I'll get to Mass, some stuff in Vermont, but not really anything too far out. So it's definitely in my Facebook events of things that I'd like to get to.
Yeah.
Even like some of the tournaments that are coming up, having a conversation with some of the guys that are looking at going to Montana. It's like, do I bounce into this, tournament and risk something in the elbow, risk something in the arm, and then how does that set me up for October? That's the focus right now is Montana and what we've got going on there. And I've got a lot of interest in popping in and out of these things, but we've got a lot of interest in what's going on in Montana too. So
yeah, I agree with you. I can't disagree with you at all because I get it. Actually, speaking of that, I have to see how Joe's going to feel because Joe got hurt the last tournament at 98% at their qualifiers, and hopefully he heals up from then. Should be hopefully. I think it was his left arm. So, yeah, I completely understand what you're talking about, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta can't do every tournament. You don't want to get an arm torn out, but
yeah, and I mean, with this sport, in particular, like we've seen, incredible athletes. They're on the table and they're competing right hand and they pull the left pec, or you go for a flash and next thing you know, your Matt Mass fingers bent backwards. And what does your training look like the next 3 weeks if now all of a sudden you're trying to recover from an injury?
If you ever recover.
I was watching Bigfoot's match there at your last event, and that was a barn burner. And I thought the whole time, like, geez, that wear and tear on the arm, it's going to be 2 weeks to recover from that. And, Roger left everything on the table. It was incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
Roger's an animal.
Yeah, he didn't pull the next day at the tournament. He was spent, man. He was tired.
It definitely, that's one of the things that I am sitting here thinking, like, okay, I know I want to take home the wins at the King of the Tri-State, which I have a very intention to do so. I'm going to leave it all at the table, right and left, and then
you got your hands.
I'm going to focus
76.
I know. I don't know exactly who's showing up, but I haven't had a good idea as to who's going to be showing up. And
I know who's going to be showing up. I know what specific person that's going to be showing up at 76.
Oh yeah, who you got?
I think it's Mike.
Mike Grimaldi showing up.
You got your fucking hands.
I got my hands full with him. You're not wrong there. That man has a lot of my respect.
Mike Grimaldi is an absolute fucking monster, man.
He's got wins. Dude's got wins on freaking Brandon Elsesser.
So he's strong as fuck, dude. He's so fast, dude, and his power, everything at the same time is just so quick, so fast, and so I don't so not a lot of guys that I could see in his weight class are going to be able to beat him. It's just way too much. He beats guys at 198 easily.
Yeah, no, I know. The fact that he cut down, I was impressed because I knew he was like a 185, walked around 185, 190. So it was a cut to get to him to 176.
He's not at 176. He's like a little bit over 176. He's like about 180, I think. Message me.
Oh yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, I'm right on the nose with my weight right now.
That's what I was just
comfortable. I'm sitting at 179.8, and that is the limit right now.
Yeah, that's literally the limit.
That's literally the limit. And I feel very comfortable.
Yeah, he's like about 180.
So I just gotta maintain. I don't have to overeat. I don't have to undereat. I can just, coast on through for the next 2.5 weeks, and I will be good and ready. Not 2.5 weeks, 12 days.
Yeah, 12
Yeah.
days.
12 days. Whew, it's under 2 weeks now.
Under 2 weeks.
Ooh, man. I almost gave myself an extra week thinking that I had that, but no, I don't got that.
No.
Yeah, no, I feel so. I guess we could get into talking about Knuckles Up, man. Knuckles Up was a great experience. A great show. I was very much impressed. Unfortunately, missed the first match with Jason Merlot. And is it Ju Kim, or I forgot his name. But the guy from the 100.
Yeah.
The Netflix guy.
Yeah, it was Perfect 100 or something like that.
Yeah, Perfect 100. Yeah.
He's got fucking beat so bad. It wasn't so bad, but still, it's just Jason was. It wasn't anything for Jason. Jason had him the whole time. It was just a lot of shoulder, a couple of elbow fouls here and there, but in general, Jason had him the whole time. It wasn't even a competition for him. He just dragged him down.
Definitely would recommend purchasing. You can still purchase the pay-per-view to see the whole event. I gotta say it was very well ran, very smooth. They said they were going to start it at a specific time, and they did. They ran it, and they said they were going to end at a specific time. They went into about 50, not even 10 minutes over. So they were really on task, on point, nice flow. One of my favorite, my personal match that I was really excited about was the Andre Sharkovich versus Ryan Bowen. And Ryan got beat, but he lasted longer than I anticipated. I think that I definitely did not expect him to be as sticky as he was in those spots against Andre. I don't know if Andre was being kind.
I think you're being kind, because I think Bowen got ran through.
I feel like a lot of people short sell Bowen.
Ryan's very good. Very good. Top guy. But when we're talking about the Shark, it's just he's a lot more massive and a lot stronger than Bowen. You could see that. And I thought that from the beginning, that's the way it was going to go. And that's just kind of the way it went, So not discrediting anything with Ryan. Ryan's an absolute monster. It's just that, there's levels to this shit. And then he's just on a different level. Which you could see that. You saw that. He had to go straight into a King's move, if anything. And he still wouldn't be able to beat him with a King's move because he's still at the end anyways.
Yeah.
It's a lot stronger. You know what I mean? So
the fact that he was able to get into a King's move, I think, was impressive. I thought that Shark
wasn't the first two times. And the third time, he finally almost got something. And then he still got ran.
He still lost.
I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah, I know, but I want to give him credit where credit's due. Though he was able to slow down the Shark a little bit more than I anticipated him doing. It was not by a lot. It was marginal, but it was enough to be like, holy shit, that was okay. That was better than he did better than I expected him to do.
When I was surprised with the was the guy Hawaiian? Was he a Samoan? The guy with the tattoos on his face and everything?
No, he's New Zealand.
Okay, well, he looked gigantic. So
yeah, he's a massive human. Massive.
And he went up against I think the guy from South Korea, and I
think it was Japan.
Was it Japan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Japan.
You sure?
I'm not actually 100% sure now. You got me questioning myself.
So, he went up against the taller dude, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't think that he was going to be able to even have anything on him. And the New Zealand guy had nothing for him. He bent his arm back with no problem. Saying his side pressure was stupid. It was ridiculous. Was he Chinese?
He wasn't Chinese. No,
he wasn't Chinese, right?
No, he was not.
No. Okay, so it was Korean.
I'm pretty sure it could have been Korean. Could have been. Oh. Sorry, guys, for our viewers. If anybody's in the chat can let us know Where was Matarangi's Jesus? What was his opponent's name?
Shout out to Jesus. Speaking of,
Shout out, yes, Beast left-handed.
yep, Beast left hand, Beast mode has a super match coming up for himself actually in one of my tournaments and one of my super matches. Shout out to Ray Romanowski. He's going to be our referee down in Montana too as well. And also he's a very good friend. And he always helps me out with everything, honestly, when it comes to reffing, and pulls a lot of my tournaments, almost every tournament there. And shout out to Daniel Swartz too.
Oh yeah, Swartz is in the chat, right?
Yes, he
That
is.
dude's he's in charge of VAL.
Yep.
He's running their own qualifiers down there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me. It's gonna drive me nuts. But anywho, yeah, no, he was definitely surprisingly strong and surprisingly technical against Hedamorris, the New Zealand King of New Zealand. I think it was the King of Japan versus the King of New Zealand.
Yeah, I just know that it was nothing for him. I thought the guy from New Zealand had was going to beat him, but I guess it was completely different.
Completely.
Yeah, night and day.
It was definitely a shocker.
Yeah, definitely a shocker. Great experience, nice place, beautiful place, great people. It was packed, a lot bigger, a lot more people than it was there last time.
Oh yeah, people kept coming in as the day went on. I was impressed by that too.
Yeah, definitely was good. Good setup, good scenery. Like last time too, it was really nice. So, but yeah.
And then Robbie Russell's opponent. Robbie Russell was pretty much pinned up against essentially the guy who's the best out of Bulgaria.
Yeah.
He's like the guy from Bulgaria. Like he's a master tactician. So Robbie, kudos to you for stepping up to the plate, even though there was a size difference. And he was thinking that he mentioned that your size frightened him, but Robbie, like I gotta say, you went in like a warrior and you came out like a warrior. I don't care what anybody says. I was impressed by your performance and how intense you were at the table.
He got a pin on him, he
did. He did get a pin on him. Absolutely. That was freaking awesome.
It was a good match. It's just that it was just experience, The guy had a lot more experience, and he was able to hold him, and Robbie really couldn't get past his hand, and he really was waiting for Robbie to gas out, and he did. Robbie gassed out every time. He knew he was holding him right there at that sweet spot, and he couldn't do nothing about it. There was a wall right there you can get through, but it was a good match. Definitely a good match.
Definitely was.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other Bulgarian went up against Mario Tabakis from Australia.
Yeah. Mario pretty much almost did the same thing. The guy from Bulgaria fouled out 55 fucking times. It was amazing.
He had a lot of power. Mario's impressive puller, man.
Yeah. Mario did the same thing, pretty much almost like kind of gassed him out and fouled him out, but it wasn't Mario's fault. The guy just he wasn't pulling the way he should have, from what we've seen. He kept on elbow foul after elbow foul. It was just ridiculous. But Mario did a great job, and he looks like he got stronger from last time too, so that's really good.
Without doubt. Any other matches that came up that we wanted to note about? Oh, what about James Wall versus Craig Tullier?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite matches. Not my favorite match, honestly. I think that was 3-2 match, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an absolute war, man. That went back and forth.
Yeah,
James
3-2 at the last one, which was great. He's such a great puller, bro.
So great.
Florida too. He's such a nice guy. Him and his wife, great people, and he's so strong, man. He's on that level. He's on that different level. He's such a strong guy, man. Such a great guy, to tell you the truth.
And he's knowledgeable on top of it. He's super knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. I actually shout out to actually Craig and James, because I sat down with them and spoke with them about tactics for me and what I need to do differently. Talking about going up against hook pullers, top rollers, and they gave me so many new tools to play with.
Conrad.
Yeah. Look out, Conrad. But before Conrad, Kevin's gonna get demolished, and then Conrad. So all it's gonna be is gonna be a roadway down the road for me for the Great American Bash at the end of the year. It's all preparation for that, to be honest. So I gotta tell you, I've never felt stronger. I've never felt stronger in my life. I've never felt healthier. I've never felt faster and stronger. I got the speed that I need to have now. Now I'm just, I got my last table time is actually the Knuckles Up after pull was the last heavy day. Then this Thursday is gonna be my last day at the table doing anything with any pullers. I'm just gonna be doing some speed work, and then it's rest time. Then Sunday at the car show off a couple of non-arm wrestlers what true horsepower looks like. Talk about the sleeper. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they call me the Nightmare. Don't sleep on me, man.
Don't. I'm telling you, whoever tries someday, don't. I thought the same shit. Do not. So, yeah, I think maybe once when we were both new and I was like on all sorts of gear, was I able to pull something out of Dan with him already being like burnt out for the night. Ever since then, so far from ever getting close. Yeah. So speaking of gear and how it helps you recover, and specifically Dan, with the way, so your last heavy pull you said is this Thursday?
No, it was Saturday. It was this last Saturday.
Okay, so since last time we arm wrestled, how was like your like recovery changed? Because I know like in the beginning you weren't doing all of these like really specialized recovery stuff, and I think your time frames between resting has changed too. Like, what do you do now to like prep for stuff?
It's actually changed dramatically from tournament to tournament, to be honest. It depends on what the training camp's like for me. Depends how intense the training camp is. I've been now training twice a week at the table, doing blood flow work in between, light resistance bands, high rep, high volume, and a lot of pull-ups every day, regardless of what I'm doing. Just get blood flow back in. My job in itself is a little bit of recovery work because it does help condition my hands, wrists, forearms, and elbows all the way up to my shoulders. While I'm able to, maintain core as well, because I'm doing a lot of rotations during my job as a massage therapist. So, like for this one specifically, 2 weeks out from the tournament is my last day of heavy lifting, heavy table, heavy anything really. Then 10 days out is going to be, or 9 days out rather, is going to be table time. And then I'm going to stop doing any form of lifting of anything as of Monday morning. That will be my last day I do anything lifting. And then my recovery regimen kicks in. I'm going to do my high pressure cryotherapy over at Siege Athletics with New York Cryogen Incorporated. That's in Mineola, New York, for those who want to know. And then I'm going to be doing float therapy down at the float place at Patchogue, which is an hour-and-a-half service that I get to just recover and relax and focus on just getting better. And pretty much put my mindset in the right place by way of visualizing the win, visualizing the pin, because I feel like the win starts at the setup and then goes straight to hitting for position, and then you go to the pin. Unless, if I feel like I'm that overpowering, then I just go straight for the pin regardless. And then after that, I just make sure I eat right, hydrate, and rest and digest everything that I've taken on. and we actually have another guest here joining us. We have Vlad. Oh, he hopped off. But when it comes to just resting and relaxing, I am not too far away from that. I look forward to that because that's when I get the best recovery. I think that's where my gains live, is in the rest and recovery mode.
What's up, guys?
There's Vladimir. What's
Hey,
up,
how you
man?
doing, guys?
Nice, man. What's going on?
Finally, I made it.
Nice.
Finally, glad you can be here,
Yeah.
man. So just a real
finished
quick
my
intro.
homework with the kids, so it's always tough. School started, so
Life first, right?
yeah. I know
So
how.
we're going to talk about Montana. Are we going to talk about fucking Montana?
Yeah, we might as well because we got a good number of the crew here already. Jacob, you're welcome to stick on and hear some of the stories we got going on here.
Yeah, let me talk about something here. Let me ask Matt actually a question, Matt. How do you feel about going up against your opponent in Montana, Matt? Because I know I've seen you pull a few times. I've looked at a couple of videos of this guy that you're going up against, and I want to know honestly how you feel going up against him.
All respect to my opponent. Like, I have the utmost respect for anybody that's across the table for me. But at the same time, I'm just used to pulling bigger guys. I was in Orlando pulling up 260, 270, 280 pound guys, and they went sideways just as easy. So I don't know what this guy's going to do to stop me. I don't think he's had enough time to prepare, and I don't think there's really enough out there about what I'm bringing to the table to even make a game plan. So I think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep. I don't see him having enough mass to slow me down. So we'll see when we get to Montana, but it should be fun.
Nice.
Definitely should be fun.
That's how I feel, honestly. I don't think it's going to be too much of a competition for you. I've seen what the type of guys that you pull. There's nothing really too much out there where people can actually see how you pull and how long you've been pulling and the guys that you've pulled. Only if you've seen the guys that you pulled like I did in Florida and a couple different other tournaments. But in general, you don't have too much information out there. And I don't see the guy pulling anywhere near the guys that you've been pulling and the size of the guys that you've been pulling too. So, yeah, I don't really see too much of a competition for you. How about you, Vlad? How do you feel about the guy you're pulling over there in Montana? How do you feel about him?
I know nothing about him. I just look at through the Facebook. I saw nothing, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't see any video. I saw a couple of them in a Facebook, but I didn't, to be honest, understand what his style is. Top roll or side pressure or high. So we'll see. I don't change my preparation. I always do whatever I have to do. So I'm just trying to get everybody in my game. So so I hope it will be inside. To get out of here. So
Is that what you're gonna take, or are you gonna take it on the inside, or?
yeah, I'm gonna get him inside. But if you wanna pull outside, I'm okay with that one as well. So because I was, I don't remember if because I pulled in finals, East versus West in Orlando, and I had a couple matches. The first two were with the top roller, so I just top rolled them, so without any problem. And then I had a war with Ryan Ballinger, and to get to the finals. And then I lost to the other guy who I won before, but after Ballinger, I couldn't, like, my arm was like popped and I couldn't even like squeeze my fingers, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
He just like took my wrist and then he just top rolled. So
Yeah.
Ballinger's a beast, man. So that's a good win to have on your belt, man.
Ryan was just at East versus West, so Ryan's an absolute fucking monster.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's no doubt he's very strong.
Yeah, he's ridiculously strong.
Yeah. But I think I couldn't be done better, to be honest, if I got to the finals.
Right.
So that would be, I think, because I think they eliminated eliminated those losses, right? And in finals, you have to win twice,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, but in finals, you gotta if you coming from the B side, you gotta win twice.
Yeah.
no, I think they just eliminate all the winning and losses, and they just said you have to win twice in the finals to be a champ
Oh,
versus
really?
East
Okay.
versus West. That's what I
So either person. Okay.
yeah. So that could be like good matches. Like if we had like 2 matches inside. So I don't know if Bellinger has endurance. To be honest.
Nice. That's some epic stuff.
We'll see.
Man.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
220.
I
I'm
look forward to seeing that
208.
match.
I'm 208 right now. So to get 220, I'm still fighting with that. So
You're trying to get up to 220, or are you trying to get down?
yeah, I'm trying to gain weight because I'm usually like 202 guy, 202, 203. I usually compete in 198, and then because last year in the finals in Orlando I was 205 with the closest. So
Make sure you eat everything in sight. Be on a seafood diet. You see
yeah,
food, you eat
yeah,
that
I'm trying.
shit, man.
But you know what? I'm working outside, so sometimes I'm working at the construction, so it's tough because sometimes you trying to finish a job and you just okay, I'm not gonna eat. I'm just have to finish this freaking job. So and then when you got home and like myself on the scale, I'm like, oh, 206 again. Oh my god.
So I have a suggestion. You know those camel packs? Those backpacks you hold water instead of water. Just throw some protein, drinks into that shit and just sip on protein drinks throughout the whole day.
You know what? I just got a free gift from my friend. He gave me 5 pounds protein, but I just realized yesterday I opened it up, and it's chocolate peanut butter. I hate peanut butter. But I can't complain because he gave me for free and he's my friend, so I have to whatever. So I will eat it.
Yeah, I will not eat it.
Yeah,
Peanut butter, just like you said, I do not like fucking peanut butter.
yeah.
I love peanut butter and jelly, man. I love it. And that's what got me. It was easy for me to gain the weight because last year I was 154, and I was.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You missed the whole year, man. I cut back all the way down to 154s for a little while, and I was maintaining it for the whole year. And boy, was that stressful, and that was difficult to do. And so I had to gain back. I'm now at 178, 179, walking around, and gaining that weight was not easy. Not easy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to be like 215 around that weight, but we'll see. How it goes.
I think if you don't work when we get there Thursday, Friday, I think you'll be eating and not working as much as you will, as much as you usually do. You know what I mean? So you'll probably gain a couple pounds from getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
October I will be like eating. Yeah, I'm trying to get on October, just focus more and more.
Even when we get there Thursday, Friday, we'll have like 2 or 3 days to pack on a couple of pounds, eat some pasta, chicken. You know what I mean? Eat some steak.
That's cool.
We'll be eating good.
So at least I don't have to cut the weight. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
a bonus right there.
It's better if you have to eat a little bit more. You know what I mean? So that's always good.
Yeah. I saw on the Facebook he's gonna pull on Jeremy Eastay, I believe. He's gonna pull on September 28th. I saw something on the Facebook, but I'm not sure.
I don't know if he's gonna. If he is, good luck for him. I hope he gets exhaustedly tired. So when he goes up against you, he can't do anything. So yeah. I don't want to wish anybody getting hurt. That's the last thing I want.
Is he a good puller?
I hope he pulls so hard that he's so tired that his ligaments are so strained that when he goes up against you, he's going to be like dead. That's what
I mean, is he strong? He's that he's that strong guy? Do you know him?
From what I've heard,
I don't know too much about him,
to
tell you the truth.
I don't know too much about him myself, but from what I heard, he's fairly a strong dude. I think I'm looking up at his Facebook right now. And one, you know what? I think Brian Parliament actually once shared with me that he was one of because he's a training partner of his, I think. He is ranked number one out of the. Oh no, sorry, not number one. Let's see, where was that? Give me a moment, guys. Keep chatting. I'm going to get that information.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Brian. If he trains with Brian Parliament, I know Brian's an absolute monster, so he's got to be somewhat good, somewhat decent. You know what I mean? So they're getting the best that they can. That's going to be out of Montana or Canada. So you're going up against a monster either way. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
okay. That's okay.
but
Yeah.
I think that's the exciting
know-
part, right?
yeah.
Like, no idea what you're getting. No idea who's across the table from you. It's just showing up for war.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Mhm.
I can't. The same can't be said
This
about
is
my
what
opponent,
happened
though.
last year when I faced Cervantes. So everybody knew that he is a beast, and I'm like, okay, we'll see. So I beat him twice at New England.
Cervante?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
That's what I'm saying. That says that much. You know what I mean?
I don't think. Yeah, I've never thought and was thinking about my opponents, except I knew Tia. I lost him twice in a hook war, so I just know him. And that's it. It's always fun to pull him because we always go inside, and just from inside, he's just a little bit better than me. So.
Yeah.
But sometime the time will come when I win him. That's for sure.
I have a good feeling about your energy, man. Especially with Bumblebee having your back in your profile picture, you'll be good to go.
I was shocked. Where's my Bumblebee? Come on.
The way the tournament is coordinated, are you gonna have just your one opponent, or are they gonna be pulling others as well?
It's gonna be one opponent per person that we're gonna be facing when we go to Montana.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just have your one opponent, right? It's not like the other tournaments where it's like an elimination or you have.
This is a super match series. We're doing it from 154 pounds all the way to heavyweights, but we're hitting every weight. So we're doing 154, 165, 176, 187, 198, and all the way up. And it's yeah, man. It's you're putting it's a $500 bet on either right or left hand match. And then depending on if anybody feels like, let's just say Matt wants to pull with his other arm or Vlad wants to pull with his other arm, and I feel like that if Vlad can probably beat him with his other arm, then I'll put in some money so Vlad can win a couple extra bucks or Matt will win a couple extra bucks.
With the same opponent?
With the same opponent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And vice versa,
Matt,
depending on if afterwards, when everything is said and done, we are going to have some kind of some sneak super matches to see if maybe if Vlad just you know what, I want to pull, Robbie instead of pulling him, as a sneak super match, just think something else is going to be better.
That's cool.
So we might.
If you like the way someone pulls or someone that's maybe close to you in weight or something like that, you say, hey, I think I could take him. I could take him in. Are you fresh enough for it? Let's go. And we're expecting pretty much a lot of last minute call outs too. And that's just going to be more for fun, for the glory, just for enjoying ourselves, because we're flying all the way out to freaking Montana. I want to arm wrestle. I don't want to just be 3-0 my guy and then just not arm wrestle anymore, because that's what's going to happen. I don't want to just smash my dude to the pin pad and then just be done with it.
I don't really. I see it really honestly the way I see it. I see us winning. I don't really see anybody really losing up against anybody that we're going to go up against over there. Anybody between 154, 165, 76, 87. I'm saying all their guys they're good, but they're nowhere near our guys. I'm saying we're just on a different level. You know what I mean? And I think they're going to understand that and realize that as soon as the game starts and as soon as it starts being 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, one pin after another, they're going to be like, we didn't, we weren't prepared, and they're gonna feel that. They're gonna really feel that. I mean, because our guys are they're on a different level. You know, these aren't just our regular guys that we have. You know, and I know they brought some Canada guys. I know they brought some really good Montana guys, and I hope that, you know, I don't know if their number one guy that they have there is Robbie or whatever his name is, and he's, I don't know, been making these little videos of himself and stuff. I think it's fun, you know, but I think it's going to be to a different level to where it's nice that he makes all those cool videos and everything else. But in general, this is arm wrestling. I know for a fact between 154 all the way to probably even all the way up to almost 240, we're probably going to win almost every single match. I don't see us losing anywhere near anything, honestly, because it's just we're on a different level from what I've seen. Part of the era, different level. So, and I want to thank all you guys too that are coming, Dan, Matt, Vlad, for being part of this, man. You guys are going to be treated like greatly, man. We're going to be going to hot springs. We're going to be going to beautiful dinners. We're going to be going to a mansion, like you guys know. There's going to be a jacuzzi there, so bring your bathing suits so everybody can hang out, relax. I mean, bring your hoodies too, because I don't know how fucking cold it gets in Montana in October.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be up in the mountains, boys. We're gonna be up in the mountains, like, you know. I know, like, Matt. I know you live up.
I'm in the mountains.
He's in the mountains.
I got news for you, Matt. Listen, I don't know if you've ever traveled west, but I have traveled west. The mountains out west, man,
are not the mountains from over there, man. They're not the same.
Those are real mountains.
Yeah.
Those are some real mountains. We got little hilltops here in comparison.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful place to stay at. Vlad, Matt, Dan, you guys seen the place where we're staying at? It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's awesome.
We're gonna have a great time there. Hot Springs is gonna be beautiful too. I have a little bit of a surprise for you guys when we get there too, to the hot springs and stuff. So it's absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous where we can sit down, relax, have a couple of drinks, eat. And the greatest thing about this too is that we can actually relax, sit down, and eat, because I think barely anybody even has to make weight because everybody's at their natural normal weight. So really, it's going to be more on everybody's going to be having a good time, eating, looking up, getting bigger, which is even better for everybody that's going to be pulling. And then we got interviews on Saturday. On Friday. Pictures. They're going to have a dinners for us too there. It's going to be really nice. And then we're going to have face-offs there too as well. You're going to face off your opponent. We're going to see the studio, guys are going to be there, take a look at, and everything else. There's going to be shirts for sale. I'm making up jerseys for you guys that are going to be awesome. They're going to be so good. All our sponsors.
Did you get my text message about to get my the large size?
Yes, I did.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Just thinking like all my t-shirts like a large size, and I'm just X large. I'm just in case. Yeah.
No problem. With what? With your name on the back though too? Same thing.
Sure, probably. Yeah.
It's up to you. You tell me.
Yeah, I'll text you. Yeah, whatever. I'll think about it.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, that's gonna be. We're gonna be all in. They're gonna be in gold and blue. We're gonna be blue and gold trim, and we're also gonna be winning an award. It's so funny. I'm talking about this like it's already. Like this award's already going to be ours. We're already going to, But
the award is ours. What do you mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel so confident about it. I know you guys are great, man. Every single one of you guys are going to be great. So
it's coming home with us.
We're
taking the award. We're taking their souls. We're taking their arms. Listen, I already got spots made out for his arm. Go right above everything right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm travel with an extra large suitcase just to carry it.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Question about the friends. If I bring some friends, so can they chill out with us, or how would it work?
Yeah. So that's not a problem. Anybody can come in and hang out in the spot or anything else like that in the mansion. That's more than that's not a problem. At the end of the night, though, they do have to go and sleep.
Whatever. Yeah. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Specific people that were, wives and stuff like, Matt, and, very specific people were able to bring their wives, and everything else like that. And also we have to make sure we have to we can only fit about, I think it's about 18 people in there. We are
Mhm.
18 people packed in there. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't want to bring any more other people to sleep over. I mean, because it's only fit us. But yeah, you can bring whoever you want else to bring in, hang out, party. I actually more than want that. You know what I mean? So we can always all
Yeah.
and everything else. You know what I mean? So yeah. So
Have
we're
everybody hanging out. Big
Yeah.
old party.
Oh, sounds great. Yeah, sounds great.
all gonna party, have a good time, eat, drink, do whatever we want, relax from the fire pit, go in the jacuzzi. It's gonna be filmed, so might as well have a good time.
Oh, by the way, Matt, Vlad,
Yeah,
do you like Pac-Man?
I know of Pac-Man.
Have you ever played Pac-Man? It's a video game.
Oh, we have an
Well,
arcade there, Pac-Man arcade there.
They have an arcade. They have an
I'll
arcade-style
watch on
game there.
YouTube. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, they have an
Watch
arcade
it on
there.
YouTube. Learn how to play the game because we're gonna have our own Pac-Man
They have
tournament too.
they have a glass little small thing too, arcade that you can play. They have a bunch of different things that you could do there too. It's a really nice place, man. It's a double deck too, from the outside down, lower deck and a higher upper deck too. It's a really beautiful place, man. Well, me and Dan put a lot into it to go look at it, and Dan didn't get us such a big fucking drastic place, but I really wanted to. And but it's a beautiful place. I think it's a great place, and it's in the mountains, man. It's so fucking nice, away fucking from everything, which is great. And it's beautiful scenery, So
Gorgeous scenery, mountains in the background, and where these springs are, you're gonna also be at like something like the textbook Montana mountains, which I'm looking forward to seeing. That's gonna be a hell of an experience because I've never been to Montana. I'm sure most of us haven't. Why else would we go to Montana if it wasn't to rip off some dude's arms?
yeah, take home some awards, win some money.
Yep.
Win some money, and it'd be great, man.
No.
Definitely.
Sweet.
Well,
I'm going to bounce, guys. I gotta get ready for bed. School starts early, so I want to thank you for having me on.
Thank you for joining us, man.
We will catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, Matt. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Nice biceps. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too,
All
man.
right. You too, man. Yeah.
So, just a little recap on everything that's happening in the next 2 weeks, just so you guys, know. This weekend is a car show here on Long Island. It is going to be by Jacob on the screen and his Veneration Auto Club. They are going to start at 11 o'clock. Please take a scan of this QR code so you can familiarize yourself with all the rules and guidelines and how we want you guys to operate within. Helping Jacob make this event go off the chain, and also bring some true real horsepower to a car show. I want all my arm wrestling buddies on Long Island to come on out, show support to fellow arm wrestler on Long Island. And then 2 weeks later, or actually a week later, rather, in upstate over by Stewart Airport, right by the airport. So there's no excuse for people from far and wide who can't come. Hop on the fucking plane, because the actual venue is across the street.
Are you coming to King of the Tri-State, Arnold Qualifier?
When is it gonna be?
It's gonna be on the 28th, man. You would qualify. You should be there. You should definitely.
Arnold? September? Yeah. We'll see. Maybe. We'll see.
You're gonna come in first place, so I can give you $100.
It's always because remember, I have 2 kids and school started. So next week, my son started to swim 5 days in a week.
Oh my God!
Is it gonna be like? I'm telling you, he plays soccer and he also do like 5 days in a row swimming. So that's always tough. From 4 to 6:30, something like that. Yeah, that's crazy. So,
yeah, man,
but I'm lucky. I have a gym at home, so I can go like at 8-9 p.m. to train for training. So it's a good. Right. I don't have to go any other places. So I have everything set up at home.
Nice.
Well, you definitely. I hope you can make it. I hope to see a whole bunch of people there. I will say I know 176 is definitely going to have, true battle royales. I'm looking forward to. I've never actually gripped up with Mike. I don't even think I've after pulled with him, even though we've been to many tournaments together. So this is definitely a treat that I'm looking forward to. I'm not afraid of anyone across the table for me. I'm happy and willing and eager to pull against anybody. I'll fly anywhere. I'll go anywhere to do so. Put them in front of me, and I'll just try my best to rip their arm off without getting my own ripped off.
I can't wait to watch you, Vlad. I know you're a monster. I know you like to go inside. I looked for you, Vlad.
Yeah, I was surprised. Because when you sent me a text message first time, I was like, it's gonna be it's spam. I didn't believe that it could happen. To be honest, I'm like, really?
We had to find a
Something
specific
not right. I was like, and then you mentioned Aiden, and I went to Massachusetts State, and I talked to Aiden, and Aiden like, okay, yeah, this is legit. I'm like, okay, and then I text you back the same day, like, okay, I'm agree on that. I don't care if it's gonna be like 220 class, because you told me like 220. I was like, 220 class, come on. I'm usually like 198. Okay, 209. I'm happy to pull 209, but 220. Jesus Christ, I have to gain like 20 pounds. My wife will kill me. Yeah, that was my first reaction. Yeah.
You'll be all right. You'll be fine. I know you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You can handle your own. I know you can.
Yeah. So.
Especially at that weight class, you can pull these guys, especially in Montana. They're not going to be able to deal with you, man. You have way too much strength, dude. Especially in the inside and the hook, dude. You're way too.
No, I used to pull with the big guys because I used to train with Team Dungeon.
I know. That's where I got you from 220, because I remember last year that's what you pulled. You pulled 220 at that class, didn't you?
No, I've never pulled 220.
I thought you pulled.
I went to Atlantic City. I was 187. I made a huge cut. I pulled 187, 189. I don't remember the weight class, and I ordered it to 210, and nobody was there at 210. And they told me like, okay, do you want to pull to like 220 or 225 class? I'm like, sure, why not? And I got first place in 188 and 220 class.
Right.
Atlantic City.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where I got you from, is because you pulled that class and then you placed in that class. And I was just like, you placed in Atlantic City. I was like, you got to be pretty much, so.
Yeah,
but I was 189, something like that. Yeah, I made a huge cut from 198 to, I was 200 pounds around that, and I probably cut like 13 or 15 pounds. Yeah.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, this is my last time. Yeah.
I was going to say, you're better off not having to cut anything like now. Like, you don't have to cut anything. You can eat whatever you want. You get bigger.
My weight, going up. So I will bring my probably best version. Because I'm just lifting. I just posted, you saw my weight. I just curl 100 pounds with a dumbbell for 6 reps. So I'm planning to get like probably 130 by that time. So
130,
140. Yeah, so we'll see.
I mean, swinging that type of weight though, if you pull lighter, if you pull 220 weighing less than you do now, like Steve said, I don't think you really have any reason to really worry about being outmatched. Like pound for pound, clearly you have an advantage when it comes to strength. So like, considering that at this tournament you're going to be at that weight class, like you'll be more than like, you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just, I don't worry at all.
I think he's probably going to be
at just my, because I've never been with that weight.
So I think he's going to be like 212 his most when we're going to be there, because he's going to have at least Thursday, Friday to eat, and he usually does construction all day long and he sweats everything off. So I give him an additional probably 5 to 6 pounds he'll gain by game day, I would say.
Yeah, I mean the strength is going to scale, like it's going to scale with the weight, so you'll be all right.
I'd be more worried about him losing the weight and then losing the power.
Yeah,
he ain't going to be losing the power going up.
Gents, I do have to go. My phone's actually about to die, but I had a great time. It was nice meeting you guys. I wish you all the luck with your tournaments. I hope to see you guys on the 22nd. I'm excited to pull, man. Kind of being on this podcast is giving me a bit of an itch to like want to pull.
Hop on a table, huh?
No, definitely. Just I know you want to rip arms out. Just take it easy on my little old knee. You know, it's been a minute, but I'm fucking excited.
Of course. I'm excited too, man. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for reaching out to me. I am honored and privileged to be able to actually do something to help you out.
Yeah, we gotta set something up like a consistent arms and cars event. Call it arms and cars. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So. I think that something to do with horsepower.
Yeah. All right, gents. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, man. Pleasure to meet you, Jacob, man.
Yeah, man.
That's later, brother.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, and there was 3.
Yeah. Do you know if other Montana team has type of conversation where they discuss us?
Not that I know of. I don't think that they've
No?
organized that as of yet.
Oh,
No,
really? So they
they're
didn't have any promoters? Like you, Steve?
I don't think they have any promoters like me over there, my man. So far, from
Really?
what I've seen,
Listen, there's no other promoters on the freaking planet like Steve, let alone
Or
the
you
Northern
also promoted
Hemisphere.
them as well?
yeah, I don't. From look, let me tell you something, man. Dan knows this because he was on the phone when we were having this conversation. I have to ask them to give us pictures and stuff so we can post there, because if it was my event that I was the production of and everything else, because everybody knows when I do things with my way, I have pictures of the place, pictures of the guys, pictures of the awards, pictures of, I mean, everybody sees the way I promote. So I've been asking for things so we can start posting things and people could see, hey, Vlad versus the guy that Vlad's going to beat. You know, it's Dan versus the guy that Dan's going to beat. You know, and I told him I'm pretty much, if it doesn't happen soon, within days, we're just going to start getting pictures from these guys, looking them up, taking them to Facebook and start putting things together and so we can actually show something, because it kills me, man. It kills me not to be able to because I like even doing this with my other guys, with my other events, with my other super matches that I have here in New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, everywhere. But it's just, I don't know, man. Some people sometimes work a little slower than others, I guess.
Jesus, yeah. How did you find that team? How did you come up to pull the Montana guys?
It was here. It was here on this podcast. Yeah, on this podcast, I brought them on to highlight them because they had that natural tournament earlier this year. They had this event that was like a natty event for them to pull Luke Kemp. And so I was like, oh, that actually looks really interesting. And I wanted to highlight what they're doing over there. And one thing led to another. You know, when you stick 2 promoters in the room of a sport, things start flowing. The creative juices start flowing, and they came up with this idea. So it was
I've been wanting
on the podcast.
to do a state-to-state thing. I've been wanting to do something like that. I just didn't know if it was going to be with Montana. They had a good recording crew production, and they're doing a couple different super matches. I want to say like almost every Saturday. So they kind of have like already kind of a set way that they do things. And then my streamer thing came in slowly of, let's do this super match series that we can do. And then my other thing was that I want this to be a show to show, your background, the real Vlad. What does Vlad do? He does construction. No shit. I do construction. I want people to see the real you, the real Dan. That Dan was not always 176 pounds. Dan was a very big guy before. He's got a story to tell that people won't even believe unless he starts showing pictures. You know what I mean? So he's got a journey of weight loss and, fighting things, demons and stuff. And so have I. And it's more on a background that I want to see, and I want other people to see. Not just the Vlad that arm wrestles and takes people inside and shows them what he has, but I want people to know beyond that regular Vlad, the Vlad that with his family, with his kids, swims 5 days a week. He's got to take care of, you know what I mean? That's the information that, that people want to know, personal more, about. And that's why everybody got kind of picked, specifically like Garrett Tupper. Garrett Tupper has got his father, Glenn Tupper, that brought him into arm wrestling. Father, and they go up against each other in the Vermont States, and every single tournament that they go to together, they go up against each other almost every Saturday. And I love that stuff, and obviously Glenn used to beat his son, and now his son beats his father. You know what I mean? So that type of story, those type of things, that I wanted to do. So it turned into a super match, to a show, to a reality show super match series, I want to say. So it's definitely going to be good, man.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it all.
Me either, because I've never had anything like that in my life yet. So
yeah,
it's just, as I said, like I was really surprised when I got that text message, because I don't pull a lot. I try to put all my time for my family, for my kids, and I usually pull twice, maybe 3 times in a year. That's it, because it's always something. And if I decide to pull, I put all my effort just for preparation, like 2-3 months. My wife knows. So if I tell her I'm gonna pull, she's like, oh my God. So I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna train. So, and this is
how long have you been in the sport, Vlad?
Huh?
How long have you been in the sport?
Seriously, probably 6-7 years. Yeah, because I came here in 2009. I've been working like 3-4 years, and then I just type in the Google arm wrestling near me, and one guy just pop up in my area. I just send him text message or email, I don't remember exactly, and he just replied right away. So they had like small crew in Connecticut. I just went there and I beat him. I didn't train at all. I just beat him, and they were surprised. And I couldn't even speak English, to be honest.
Awesome.
Because
awesome.
I used to work in the construction with Russian guys, and they all were just, come on. And I started to send them text message, and through the text messages, I started to learn English more and more. So, and then, do you know like Frank Hirst, I believe? He's also from
Frank Hurst. Yeah, Frank Hurst. He's a table maker.
He came other day, and he beat him. He beat me, like he smashed me. So I couldn't stop him, like, so period. And then I kept training, and now I think I'm facing probably a couple of years ago in Dungeon Christmas party, and I beat him. So I don't know if he was fresh or not. Yeah, but we're all just
strong person. He's very strong.
With time being spent with the arm wrestling, so I got better and better. So, and as I said, I don't train a lot. I'm just probably naturally, because my father was strong and he was big. His hand was big, so I think it just naturally comes to me.
You got a big hand, Vlad?
Yeah, I have, but my father had a bigger hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his fingers was like sausages, like pretty much like Dennis Stephenko has it. So yeah, he has like really thick fingers and all that stuff. So yeah.
So, I wanted to shout out No Team Arm Wrestling League from Puerto Rico. They said hello to us earlier. And so did Brian Parliament as well from the Through the Fingers podcast.
Nice. No.
That's a gentleman.
And Ian Carnegie. Shout out to Ian Carnegie.
Oh,
Mac 2, yep. Mac 2, December 21st, Toronto, Ontario. Why you gotta fuck with me, Ian, man? You know now I gotta go to fucking all the way goddamn to Canada. Are you kidding me?
When is that happening?
December 21st.
Oh, yeah, I can't make that.
Yeah, I love
Christmas time's off limits.
number one, I love traveling. Number two, I like the way Ian does things. He's a really good guy. I like this whole crew, Matt crew, Easy Rollers, Peter Renna, JJ Jackson. They're just great people, man, honestly.
Nice.
I met with JJ this last weekend. Really nice guy. Got to after pull with him, and so I have this new style of self promotion. Nobody steals this. This is mine. I'm going to coin it. Kidding. Anybody can take it. But what you do is you grip up with a promoter, a major promoter of the sport, and you smash them, and you tell them, I want a super match at your next event. That's all you got to do.
Nice.
So that's all you got to do. So, you know.
That means I would have to give out super matches left and right because I'm a better fucking promoter and sponsor and everything else.
So if I'll tell you I want to pull Ryan Bellinger, you will organize it?
You want me to do that?
Ooh.
Eventually.
Ooh, that sounds like a fun match.
Yeah, because I was going to talk to Paul Lean and ask him about it, but we'll see maybe next year. Yeah.
I can reach out to Ryan if you want.
That sounds like a fun match.
Yeah,
I would love to be there for that.
Yeah, because maybe he's a little bit star right now, so he might be just no.
If we're gonna do something like that, I'd rather get Hunter involved too and get him a match versus maybe John.
We'll see. Yeah.
John who?
Therian.
Oh. Yeah, no, I think Hunter's going back down to 154s. I just saw a post on John Therian. Yeah, Hunter's going back down. I just saw a post before.
He's got a match on East vs. West.
Yeah, I think after that match, he's planning on going back down to 154s. That's what John Therian said. John Therian said that. So he said they don't think they're going to be having a match anytime soon. We'll see.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Exactly.
Time will tell. And you know what? Listen, I plan on taking home a few wins the rest of this year. Actually, I'm taking home all the wins this year. Steve, you've seen me training. You've seen me slowly progressing. I've been throttling my progression a little bit because I want to finish this year as strong as I possibly can. Listen, I don't want to share too much, but James Wall, thank you, man. You gave me some tips that can really lend to my power and my strengths that I never thought I can apply. So you're gonna people will be like, wait, did they arm wrestle already? Blinking is not something I recommend doing during my match.
How was that on Knuckles Up? Did you talk about it?
We talked a little bit about it. It was really good. We enjoyed it. It was well ran. The matches were really good. My favorite was the Craig Toulier versus James Wall.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It was a 3-2
I've
match.
heard that was a war, right? That wasn't just 3-0, right?
No, it was a great match. It was the best one. It was a 3-2 match, and Craig pulled it out at the end. It was a great match. He actually, I think he changed it up and ended up top rolling the shit out of him after he was trying to go inside with the hook, and then they were going back and forth too much. So then Craig ended up top rolling the shit out of him.
Wow.
Yeah. So he did a good job. Craig did a really good job.
Great job.
Yeah.
Great job.
Very nice.
Good job changing changing everything up. You know, I really didn't even know he had that, to tell you the truth. So for him doing what he did, I give him props, man. He's such a good puller. Such a good puller. Such a good guy too.
Super knowledgeable. I mean, like he's right there up there with the experience levels with John Brzezinski and Devin, in my opinion.
He's been in the game for fucking years, dude.
Forever. He's one of the first people I actually got to witness pulling. Watching at a professional arm wrestling table, I was watching Game of Arms.
Yeah.
Where I saw him, and then meeting him in person and standing next to him, I was like, holy shit, it's you. And then he was giving me advice on how to better my game at the table. So I was like, hell yeah. Of course I want to learn from you.
So strong.
Very nice. And you had after pools?
Yep.
Some guys.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
That's always cool, yeah. After pull is always fun to pull, especially when people like stronger than you, and but they let you go whatever you would like to go for. So it's always nice to get
Yeah.
yourself and see your power.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, it is now 10 o'clock. It's been an hour and a half. I really do appreciate you guys sharing the screen with me. We're going to wind it down. We'll return next week with some more City Slickers, maybe. In 2 weeks' time, I have 2 special guests that Steve's going to be very happy about that I've procured for, I think it's September 30th. So we'll do on September 30th, we'll have a recap of the King of the Tri-State event and talk about what's coming up next. But we'll also be back next week as well. We'll have a couple more City Slickers and may have another guest star coming in.
Nice.
Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in.
Thanks for
Like,
coming
share,
in, Vlad. I
subscribe.
appreciate it, man.
Thank you guys for inviting me. All right.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Okay, not a problem. All
See you
right.
guys. Have a good night.
You too, guys.